Large chopping blades I used in 2024. Stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Three River Blades. So again, I am continuing on with the series of the large blades that I used in 2024. I do sell a couple of large blades, so I want you guys to go and check out threeriverblades.com. I have quite a few up there for selection. However, not only am I a knife maker, but I am also a tester, and I like to check out different people's products. So that's why you're going to see a bunch of different blades out here. That being said, if you guys can do me the solid of subscribing, I have about 80% of you guys that watch this channel, but not a lot of people that are subscribed. So please go ahead, hit that like, subscribe channel. It really helps me out quite a bit. Any of the links, any of the knives that you see here will be in the description link down below. What that does is I am an Amazon affiliate. So if you want to purchase one of these, I purchased most of them through Amazon.com. I think I get like 2 cents on the dollar. So thank you very much for that. However, I am not affiliated with any of the blades that you see here or any of the companies. I just take them to the woods and go test them out. That being said, if you want to check out where I tested all these blades, go over to my other channel, threeriversurvival.com. I have a hunting cabin that I usually visit during the fall and summer, and I take all these blades up there and I test them. I product test them, I beat them up. So if you're interested in actually seeing the product test of these blades, then go over to threeriversurvival.com. Check out all the stuff I have over there as well. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about these blades individually and give you guys an idea. There are some blades that are replacements because I have them somewhere else. And I don't have them here, but I do have something available to show you guys. When it comes to large chopping blades, ideally what you're trying to do is find something that's in a knife style that will replace an axe. Axes here in the Northeast are pretty prevalent, and they are probably a better tool. If you want a one-tool option, such as a large blade, not so much the size of a machete, but we're kind of looking at maybe 7 to 12-inch blade style. Not too big, but just enough to get a lot of the wood kindling plus processing wood, but small enough that you can also chop up game if you needed to, and use it to cut up a salad. All right, but again, ideally, chopping blades are mostly what they are called, chopping blades to process wood. And all the blades here that I have already used, I've used it for that process. All right, guys, let's take a look at some of the blades I have. This is the Tops El Chete, all right? One of the biggest things that I love about this blade is that it pretty much goes through anything. The El Chete is, I think, 1095 steel. Most of Tops knives is 1095. This one happens to have a bronze coat because this is one of the replacements I was telling you about. My original one is all in black. And I have that at the cabin upstate because I use it quite a bit. But as far as processing wood or replacing your machete and or axe, this is a fantastic option. Just want to give you guys a little bit of a close-up of what that looks like. All right, this large sweeping belly right here and a large grind actually allows it to bite in very well. The handle is very, very well done. It is big enough so that you can use it with gloves, okay? Because for me, I typically go in the fall or in the winter, and what that does is I need to wear gloves when I'm chopping wood, especially heavy frozen pieces of timber. The next one that I used, and you'll see, this is kind of a weird kind of setup, but I don't hate it. It's just a little bit different. All right, this is the Bestia. The Bestia is sort of an angle type of knife. All right, it's almost like a kukri. I believe this was Leo Espinosa's style. Again, very large handle, which is very, very comfortable. If you watch the video where I test this, I actually wound up bending it, and I actually bent it back. All right, so again, if you're interested in a very large crooked knife, it works very well. The thing that I wasn't too keen on is that this big bend right here, you wind up hitting the sweet spot around here. That's good, and this works good for splitting timber, but then you have all of this. If you are going to swing it in a down arc, this piece of the steel hits before any of this, so you're really only getting a 4-inch or 5-inch piece of sweet spot before you hit your hand. All right, that's the thing you need to understand. If you look at this right here, down here is where you can hit potential wood, and my hand is here. So if I leveled it out, all of this in here does not get touched. All right, but it's good for other tasks such as a drawing knife, which is fantastic. It does have a lot of weight to it, and it does come with a really awesome Kydex sheath. So good on you, Tops, for that one. I haven't used it since, but I'm going to bring it back up and we'll probably cut some wood. The next one is kind of a do-it-all survival knife. This is the SXB. All right, the SXB. What's cool about this is it has a lot of features. Has a nice belly up front. It does have this flat part, so if you can baton, it does have some notching. This is not necessarily a saw, but you can put notches in there. This little piece right here is almost a, I want to say like a hook or a skinning hook, and you can use it as a draw knife if you wanted to. Very nice, robust handle. I do have another one of these that is in camouflage, so they did do like a camo type of pattern. Really nice knife. I don't know if this would be an ultimate chopper because it has a lot of other features in it, but again, great survival knife. Like if you were stuck in the woods with this, I don't think you would have a problem doing any of the tasks that you needed to, but it is multi-purpose knife as opposed to just one purpose, which is basically replacing an axe. All right. The top sheath, again, not the best. I'm not a big fan of these old sheets, but Tops did a really good deal with building up their Kydex. So a lot of their stuff is now coming in Kydex, which is mostly preferred by a lot of end users like myself. But again, it's cool because you could put extra kit in there and it comes like this. So pretty decent. I like it. I used it in 2024. Again, go check out the videos on Three Rivers Survival. My next two blades are going to be the Steel Eagle 111A, and this one is in Tonto Point, and this is 111A in Hunter's Point. Okay, there's no real difference between the two knives. They are almost exactly the same, same length, same weight, same handle, same lanyard holes. It does have a elongated saw, if you will, or notching teeth, but I like them. These are one of the first long blades that I have purchased when I started collecting knives. They're fantastic for a lot of different types of work. Now, it has some weight to it because they are 1/4 of an inch thick. You can baton, but then again, you will eat up your baton. But this knife, again, it's a long, skinny knife. You could do a lot of tasks with it, and it honestly, even with the handle being as maybe not as balanced because it is a blade heavy type of knife, it feels really comfortable in the hands, and I like it. I liked it so much that I bought one in Hunter's Point, which I prefer, and then I also have one in Tonto. Again, that's more of a preference, if you will. That's more of a preference. It does come with this sheath, the old top sheath, and it does have 2 of the pockets. So if you want to put a sharpening stone and some survival kit in there, you can do that as well. Now this, I believe, is the last Tops that I have on the table. This one I liked because of its simplicity. This is the Yaquer 10.0. Yaquer 10.0. It is, I think, 3/16 inch thick. This is more of a mini machete, but with that nice belly sweep that you see right there, man, this thing just chips and cuts through everything. It does have a saber grind on there, and it is that wash, that I guess Gray River wash or whatever they call it. The handle itself is really nice. It does have a, I guess you can use it as a bow divot if you want. It is a metal washer or a metal tube, which won't wear out on you, which is kind of nice. Comes with a lanyard, more of a machete style knife, but I liked it because it was super light and it's very, very easy to swing this thing. So if I needed like a camp knife to chop heavy wood or light wood, I would almost carry this if weight was a concern. As opposed to one of those longer machetes. Maybe I couldn't fit it because, again, this is a very, very small package. The sheath is actually well done. I do believe the sheath is lined, and it does have that machete style sheath in there, but I like the way they did this. This is a very, very, and I think this was made by Craig, not Leo, and he wanted the same things that I'm looking for, which is a light chopper that you can use for vegetation, or you can use it for wood. Really good job on that, Greg. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about Condor. Now, I don't have one of my Condors here, the Condor Kukri. All right, I have two of them. This is the heavy, and this is the king. I also have the military style one, which I like the best. That one I do not have here because, again, that's again at the cabin, and I used it quite a bit, and I think it's one of the better out of all the kukuris. I would say just go buy that one if you're looking for a Condor kukuri. Now, the thing about the heavy Condor kukuri, and I don't know if you can see this, but I had to reprofile the edge. This is about 5/16 inch thick. This is a very, very thick kukuri. All right, very, very thick. Now that's not terrible, but the grind has to chop into the wood. What I was finding is that even up in here in the Northeast, when you're using these types of kukuris, there is some weight in the handle, but there's not enough weight here with the grind that is used. It is a convex grind, but the problem with the convex grind, especially the way Condor makes it, is it's too shallow, and it was just bouncing off the wood. I could not get any cuts with this, which means that it is not an efficient tool. I want to be able to cut in, cut to the side, cut in, cut to the side, and have the chips start flying out. That was not happening. It was just bouncing off, and I was denting the wood. That has a lot to do with the grind, not so much the steel, not so much the design. The design is good. The grind was shit. I had to fix it with my own grinder, and then after that, it started working. Now, again, to each his own. Some people don't mind that, but I want my blades to be as efficient as possible, so I reground it, retested, and it worked great. The sheets that Condor makes are awesome. I do like the heavy leather sheets. It is a dangler, works great. The handle's great. The grind was the only thing that I had a problem with. I went ahead and got the King Kukuri. All right, King Kukuri, same exact thing. It's larger, which is nice, and it does have a little bit more, I guess, balance to it, which is better than the heavy, the mini heavy. But they did take a lot of weight out. As you can see right there, they took a lot of the weight out on both sides. And again, that could be good and it could be bad. It's good because it doesn't tire you out as much swinging this sucker. It's not as heavy. But if you are going to replace it as an axe, then what you want to do is you want the weight. Okay, so to each his own, Again, had to reprofile the grind again. It was too shallow. I understand what they're trying to do. They mass produce these in El Salvador. But again, this was way too, it just kept bouncing off the wood. So it was not working. So I had to raise the grind quite a bit with my own grinder, and then it worked. All right. It actually, chips started to fly. So I was a big fan of that. I think that Condor makes a decent product, and for the price that you're paying, it's okay. But their quality control isn't always the best. And again, I understand that it's not always made by machines. A lot of times these are made by human beings putting it through a grinder. The sheath itself is awesome. Again, leather stitching, El Salvador, dangler. I mean, this is, once I fixed the grind, this was a bush hog. It worked great. All right, the next two knives, one is Essie. This I've used quite a bit. I like the Hungless, I believe it's called, the Hungless or Jungless, depending on who you are. Again, it's a large flat grind, which is great. 3/16 inch thick, 1095 steel. Essie makes a pretty decent product. The grip here, I mean, this is just a fantastic feeling knife. It feels great in the hand. Very large blade. I think they do make a smaller version of this now, so if you want more of a survival type knife, you can. The sheath is phenomenal. It is a Kydex sheath, and it does have a Molle backer on it, which is fantastic. The only thing that I found that I wasn't 100% happy with was that because it is a large, thin blade, it does not have the actual heft to help you and split and help you with chops. So you could swing it fast, but you usually wind out tiring yourself out because there's no weight behind it. Now, again, if you're swinging it from the side, no big deal. If you're swinging it from the top, you're going to have to do this a lot more because there's no weight. If they made it in 1/4 of an inch, maybe there'd be a little bit more weight up front and it would be a little bit heavier, but that weight actually helps you out in the long run. But again, super nice overall jungle fighting knife. I mean, this thing, it will cut game, it will cut branches, it will cut wood. It does pretty much everything you want it to do. More along the lines of a smaller machete that's not like a Tramontina. And then what I did is I just added this little piece right here. This is the Uzula. All right, so for small tasks, not a big deal. I just kind of screwed it onto the sheath, so if I needed a small knife, it's already on there and I don't have to worry about it. But great package, great knife. This one I found out I liked a little bit better, believe it or not. This is the Randall's the RTAC 2. This is the RTAC 2. I'm not sure if they make the RTAC 2 anymore, but I found this a little bit more comfortable, mostly because the handle is bigger. It is wider, more robust. They used to sell these for like $100, guys. I know with inflation and everything else, it's probably a hell of a lot more money. But again, it's the same thing. It's 3/16 inch thick, so it is sort of a light, or I should say heavy machete, 12-inch blade. I mean, this thing is fantastic for all types of jungle and or building type of work. They do make them in different colors now, which is kind of nice. So if you wanted one in orange, that kind of thing. It's just a very, very large, all-around working knife, and it works really good. I know this is an older version of it, so this sheath is, you know, same thing, Cordura type sheath. It's not the best. I'm not 100% in love with it, but there are many manufacturers that will make a Kydex sheath for it. It's really not a big deal. And again, it has a pocket as well. All right, guys, so I hope you appreciated that video. Please like, subscribe, share. I will put the links down below to all of these knives so you guys can take a look if you want to purchase it. Again, I am an Amazon affiliate. Go check out Three River Blades if you're interested in a handmade knife, not a mass-produced knife. And if you want to be a Patreon member, it only costs you $1 a month. You get to watch videos like this before anybody else. Thank you very much, guys, and as always, keep grinding.